Do. Looks like we're live on Facebook. Wonder how long we've been live on Facebook. Hello, everybody. I'm Brenni Larson. This is the Up Your Bot Show, and today I am talking with Lyndsay McGowan from Scotland or the UK, for those of you that don't know the difference. Anyway,
Hi.
today we're talking about how multiple sources of income can help you leave your job just over broke, working for that guy you don't like, being told what time to get up, what time to go to work, sitting in traffic, and dealing with employees you don't like. So, Lyndsay, does that kind of like, is the title correct?
That title sounds good to me.
So, Lyndsay does work full-time as a teacher. Thank you. Love the teach.
Not full-time. No, not full-time.
She'd go like this full-time, right? But what she's doing is she works in different businesses because you never want to put all your eggs in one basket anyway. In case something happens over here, you have this to work on. So guys, today is a casual day. I'm at the lake, so you may hear the kids jumping in the lake, but this is how entrepreneurs roll. It was important to get this information out there, and so I said, might hear a plane go overhead, a chainsaw. I'm a country girl, but we are here to share the information. So, Lyndsay, how long have you been like doing online business, and what led you to really see the value and not just going with one company, but how they can complement each other?
Well, I'll start a wee bit further back than that for when I was in full-time teaching. So that was about just coming up 6 years ago now, and you know, I worked full-time in full-time teaching. You know, up until that point, it was probably about 7 years in the same school, and I needed a change. Things just weren't, you know, they weren't going the way that I would have liked it to have gone. The pressure that was being put on teachers was just, you know, and still is, immense. And I just made the decision that something had to change, you know, for your life to change, you have to change, kind of thing. So I started to look for different opportunities, and I wasn't led directly into the online world at that point. I actually bought into a franchise. Well, it was an online franchise, a travel franchise, and that was my big leap away from full-time teaching. What I soon realised, you know, after probably about 5 months into running the franchise, was that the franchise itself, the franchisor wasn't giving me the support that, you know, that I had sort of bought into. So along the way, I had been introduced to another business as well, and that was my lifeline, really, to break away from the franchise. But what the whole process had sort of done to me as well was it had opened my eyes to opportunities. You know, up until then, I had the sort of blinkers on. You know, you have to work, you have to be in a job, you know, you sort of go to school, you get a good education, then you leave, you get a job, and you sort of stick with that job for life. But in reality,
that's not even an option anymore in America.
Well, it's not.
They still say go to college, get an education, get a job. But man, I don't know of anybody who's in a job for life anymore and working for a gold watch. I mean,
exactly.
Interest them. So an online leap, and guys, we're here to tell you we've all done things. I've sold vacuum cleaners, you know, I've done water filters. We've all done online businesses. So to me, Lyndsay, how do you know when you find the right one?
I think a big part of it to me is the community that you're also sort of involved with. So it's not just the company. I mean, obviously you've got to have a great company.
How do you know when you find the I was checking to make
Is
sure.
Is that an echo?
I turned the phone on and it was on off because I do this all the time. It always comes back. So yeah, Lyndsay, you hear the question again? But it's community. I got to agree with you there.
Yes,
You know,
I mean, that I think.
Talk about community. We love you.
Yeah, I mean, the business that I've sort of been involved in for the longest period of time, you know, that's it's an offline business mainly, but it's, you know, it's a great sort of service. It's great sort of, you know, the company behind it is absolutely fantastic. They're on the FTSE 250 here in the UK, and it's one of the sort of British success stories. So I've been sort of, you know, doing that business, and I've grown that business to, you know, the turnover for my business is probably about £500,000 turnover. So, which is quite successful, you know, in terms of, you know, business. But it's still pretty small in terms of the business that I'm involved in. So there's a lot of growth there still, you know, still to be made. But on my journey, I was also introduced to online marketing, and actually through personal development, because personal development was one of the things that did help me to see all the opportunities that were there, and, you know, sort of studying Think and Grow Rich, and you know, following the likes of Robert Kiyosaki, and, you know, it really just opens your eyes to the fact that you do have to have multiple sources of income to get to where you want to be in life, you know, to reach those goals that, you know, that well, for me, financial freedom, so that I can be sitting by the lake, you know, enjoying the sunshine.
I'm like, Lyndsay, my hair may be wet. I may go swimming because it's really hot. Ooh, 25 degrees Celsius, heat wave, everyone. That's like 70.
I mean, that's a good life.
Yeah, but you know why you can do this stuff like this, Lyndsay, is because multiple sources of income.
Exactly.
And how the light bulb that went on for me was, well, I was studying everything online because I live in the country, right? And I'm like, for me to fly to these events and go to all those, you know, stuff, it like costs a lot of money. And then I'm like, oh, online courses, you meet the teacher once a week online. They're making money. How are they making money? What's this affiliate thing? You mean I just tell people about a product and then I get some money out of it? I'm telling you anyway. So that's how you find what you like. But it's all community. Like Lyndsay and I love hanging out. She's in the UK, I'm in Minnesota. We're in different time zones, but we get together and we do business together. So you went through and you said, okay, this online thing. And I really want to make a point of mentors. Finding the right mentors is huge. And you're doing mindset and thought people. So of course I'm going to go, right on, Lyndsay. Okay. So then you're like, I know you are in a couple programs. You're actually in 3 that I'm aware of. So I don't know if you have any other undercover stuff going on. So how in the world do all these different, maybe, I don't know if you want to use the word multi-level, or how you make money referring other people or working with other people, how do they all go together?
I mean, all the stuff that I'm doing online, they all sort of complement each other, even though they're you could do each one of them separately on its own, but they do all complement each other, in terms of, you know, they're all software related, so it's integrating those different softwares, and then, you know, either there's various things you can do. You can either use, you know, you can use them, use the softwares for yourself, and either use them for like lead generation or selling products, or, you know, if you've got your own products to sell, either online, physical products or digital products, you can be selling them, or you can be doing that for other people as an agency. So you can be helping other people either building websites or using the softwares, to generate leads for them.
Okay, so you have one where you do kind of build websites, and it has tools that you can use, which would be for any business, any entrepreneur.
Yeah,
And then you
Yeah.
can also build a team under that. And then you have one that has
Yeah.
complements, which is software. Let's talk about software a bit, because people think of software a lot of times like MS-DOS or Excel or something like that. But it's way beyond that, people. So you know what I'm going to bring up, because you know what I love the most, right? Let's talk about bots. And what is a bot, and why does anyone need a bot? Or does anyone need a bot? Lyndsay, are you froze up?
I think the way that no, I'm not froze.
Well, you are for me. Anyway, let's just keep going here.
Am I back?
There you go.
Sitting by the lake.
Oh no, I have really good Wi-Fi out here. But my battery's died on my phone, so we won't have to listen to that again. Anyway, guys, messenger bots, engagement bots, chat bots. Why are those important, especially in today's super busy, I hate emails, how do I talk to my clients and be able to get them information quickly?
Yeah, well, I mean, just to give people an idea of what a chat was, that's got a Facebook page can have a messenger chatbot attached to that. And what it allows is it allows conversational messages, automated conversational messages between the business and the people who are coming in to take a look at the business. But it allows it to happen in their Facebook Messenger, which is great. And you can do the persona, where you can make it a bit fun and think that they're speaking to real people. Before on an interview where the very experienced Russell Brunson ClickFunnels and Russell
Brunson and ClickFunnels.
So I just thought, oh my God, this is awesome. Then I realised it was all automated, and I was like, oh, that is really, really clever. That's really clever. And that's when I started to look into like chatbots a little bit more. And so that's basically what they are. I think the way that businesses are sort of taking them on board is, there's more and more businesses getting involved in having chatbots. And you just need to look at some of the big brands that are getting involved. You get the likes of Nike. They've got a chatbot. Lego, I love the Lego chatbot. If you've not been on the Lego chatbot, you have to.
Now I'm gonna have to go out there, girl.
You have to go in and see Ralph the Lego gift bot.
Oh man!
It helps you pick gifts for like your whoever it is that you're looking to buy a gift for. I think it's awesome. The Sephora bot. Sephora is a beauty brand, and they've incorporated augmented reality into their bot, which is awesome, because you can put makeup on, which I never really wear makeup, so it's great when I go into the Sephora bot and go, ooh, that's what I would look like if I did wear makeup.
Wow. Clean up nice, huh, Lyndsay? Well, I think the big thing that I'm finding about messenger bots, and I'm so excited about, is everyone that's in business, whether you're an entrepreneur, small business, medium business, big business, this is going to help automate you. And automation means more free time. It means better conversations. You can track things through them. It's like marketing. It's like the golden nugget to me of a business. And a lot of people don't even know about them. But guys, it's good feng shui because it creates flow and structure. John Vaughn, you can pop on anytime. You do have the power here. I made you co-host. We love him because he's really helping us and opening our eyes to what chat bots, messenger bots, whatever you want to call them. We just say bot sometimes because it's quicker. But the power of them and how they can save your company money, like frequently asked questions, being able to take that information and put it in some of the software that we love, like text in bulk, where it can send out the text messages, the voice messages, or you can send the old-fashioned email. Now, why do I love it? Is because I hate emails. So like today, I made a mistake and sent something out in the bot, And then I just sent a message and said, oh, well, I give you permission to take action and screw up. But here's what's really going on, you know? You can send out when you have special offers, when you're going live, it's in a messenger bot. And then guess what? When the replay is over, it automatically is going to upload because it's set up that way to say, there's Lyndsay's replay. So that's what I love about it. Let's talk about go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think for businesses as well, you know, I was speaking to a business earlier on today and sort of talking to them about what a chatbot could do for their business. And they get hundreds and hundreds of messages from, you know, from their customers.
What kind of company?
It's an e-commerce business. So they get a lot of inquiry-based stuff. And they just, you know, they really like are interested in sort of getting a bot for their business, because to free up the time, because they've got someone that basically it's turned into a full-time job for them, just responding to all the various messages that come in through the different platforms. So they can really see the value of what a chatbot could do in automating those responses, you know, and having it 24/7 as well.
You know, also think of things like a doctor's office, setting appointments, reminding you of the appointments, because guys, there's 3.6 billion people on Facebook, and that's where you find a lot of people. And so to be able to just go ding, hey, by the way, remember your last adjustment, you're not supposed to be out kayaking in the middle of the day. You're supposed to be home working. Oh, well, delete, no. But I mean, just think the power of anything you want to get out there, any kind of message, any kind of engagement. Like, okay, for example, I like breweries. Just think of the power of a brewery when they, you know, they get the new, like, Oktoberfest is coming and they have a party they're going to have. You wouldn't know about that. Like, I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the radio. I never know what's going on, but I love a messenger bot and go ding and I'd see it. And guess what? I don't have to click on it, but I'm a person. If I see that number one, I'm going to click on it, right? And then it's okay. I can go back and look later and say, hey, man, what band was playing? Yeah, okay, I'm going to buy a ticket right now. I mean, anything you can dream it, we can build it. That is like really my opinion now that for the last 2 months, this is what I've kind of been doing, learning about messenger bots a little more. I played with them, but I had no idea the power of what you can do with them. So
just to tell you, Brenni, just watching you girls. I love watching you girls. But
hi, John.
You still don't yet. It's the thing. Like you guys know a lot, but like what you're talking about, what it's possible to do, is done such a superficial level of what's really like. It's not 100% true to say anything is possible, but that's almost accurate. That's pseudo accurate. And to think that you do actually live in an age where you could completely automate the entire process of your outreach and an intake conversation and a qualification and a complete sale and after sale follow-up transaction and a complete lifetime value of a happy customer without physically ever having to engage with that person. It's 100% possibility. And it's just the amount, like if you think some of the biggest companies in the world, you don't have any like real way to talk to them. It's like all done through an automation. And it's like, you don't know how to, do you know how to reach Google? Have you ever talked to them? Have you ever talked to anybody at Facebook? Ever? No.
Or Stripe.
You don't have to. It can be completely automated. And even in today's world, if you look at some of the real stuff that you can do and what these pseudo business chatbots, which is what's really emerging right now and people are buzzy about. And then later on, a little bit later, the real things will come out where you can actually see. You're starting to see, if you actually watch in the media, you say you don't watch the news and stuff, you actually watch in the media, you're starting to see some of the real advanced stuff. Like literally, I mean, we watched it the other day. Remember, like having a bot do stuff for you with the human, and having like the human ask the question bot, and the bot just respond, and the human be like, okay, and the human not even know that she just booked an appointment with a freaking AI, and she's just like, oh, that was a nice person. Thanks you a lot. You know, miss whatever your name is. It's insane. They can do everything, and what they can do with your business is they can drastically change it for the positive or the negative. You could not have a bot and somebody else is going to have one and they're going to 10x you time and time again, and then you're just going to be stuck in that little cycle of what you are. And some people are comfortable with that, and that's if that's you. If you're not the type that's progressive and ready to move with the next thing that's really happening in the era, then you're going to stay back there, and that's fine. Or you're going to do them, and you're going to
John, for like coaches, like one reason I love being in tier 5 is it's I'm learning so much from being a coach perspective of what you can do with the bot. So when you're an entrepreneur, you have all these gifts, whether it's feng shui, mindset, organization, juice, whatever, juicing, aromatherapy. You're doing everything by yourself. And then you have to go back at the end of the night, like Lyndsay's working a part-time job, say, and then she has to go at the end of the night and respond to everyone. And it's always like, oh man, it's the same questions over and over. Or to be able to track your students that they're watching a video and that you can actually take their information they type in and put it on a spreadsheet or send out an email or send out a voicemail to know they landed on a page. All of this stuff like blows my mind, because it's like, to me, this is how you're going to get your gifts out the world and really be able to be you, is to automate these things. And guys, we are not talking, we can build these messenger bots for $10,000, but we can get you started for a lot less than that. But not only that, we love messenger bots. We love your software, John. So thank you for being a genius and sharing it with the world, because it does change your life. It's like, okay, do you need leads? Got that. Do you need somebody to send a text message out, a voice message out, an email out? Pick which one you want, when you want it to go. Yep, can do that. So I find the whole world of software is like really blowing my mind. Hey guys, everybody on Facebook, Robert, Ruchita, Chris, Tom, Linda, Nancy, Caroline, all you guys popping on. Thank you so much. Please put questions in there if you have them about 2 things. Do you want to know about messenger bots? Do you want to know about software? Or do you want to learn more about how it is possible to start and learn and work with other people in a group to get out of the job? Like Lyndsay, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how people can be teachers and deal with that all day long. God bless you for doing it.
That's why I only do it part-time now. And every year it's getting less and less and less that I need to do it. So I'm hoping
you want to know
next year I don't need to do any.
What would make you do it full time, Lyndsay, is if you buck the system and you start teaching summer school, and I guarantee you'll love it. Like if you start teaching where the people are not being forced to be there, they're actually like they're desires. I want to be here. I want to be learning.
Yeah. Let me just clarify. I do love teaching. I love being in the classroom. I love I love teaching my subject, and I love those little light bulb moments when the kids go, "Oh yeah, miss, I get it." What I don't love is all the politics within education, the pressures that are put on teachers. Some schools that I go into, the marking policies. You just think, when is there's just not enough hours in the day to be able to do that amount of marking, never mind all the preparation for the lessons. So don't get me wrong, I do love teaching, and I love that interaction that you get with the students. But it's
you have to have a certain
all the stuff that goes on
personality to work with children, and I love children, but I might be a little strict with them. So as long as we're on the topic of education, how in the world would you be able to use a messenger bot in education? Because I've seen some out there. John? Yeah. Lyndsay?
Yeah, I've seen obviously there's the one that that Hector and John have sort of put together. That's a really good one as well. But I've seen there's one called Nerdy Bot as well, which helps kids with their homework, which I think is, I saw that. That's quite cool.
Think of the possibilities. You have Wolfman Alpha, right? It's API. Wolfman Alpha is an API. Essentially, you can think and derive pretty simply if you really want to spend the time in it. You could have a bot that is, your little high school bot that you just take, and he either type in some equation or he drops in a GIF. Right? And you can do that with the chatbot extension. Okay, with the chatbot extension, you can actually open up like a more native app where he could just draw an equation and then hand that off to Wolfman Alpha, and it could solve that or give him realize this is a derivative function and here's some information about that. Like lots of different ways it could help. It could help so many different ways. It could help education and taking a quiz, obviously getting reports back from your test, sending to that kid's parents, communication channels of here's how your kid's doing, see his progress, here's homework that's being assigned. So honestly, think about it. It's a joke. Real parents don't even know what their kids are doing in school. They have no clue. And then their fucking kids grow up to be idiots. And why? Because they don't even know what they took no interest. It's like the system ain't even set up to be like that.
Okay, John, so let's talk about what you're talking about there. So in a bot, they could take a quiz and it could send the parents a message on what their grade is or what their attendance is. Yeah, Susie was not in school today and missed that quiz. This is all possible automated through software?
Sure. You just keep track of it over time, right? You can just keep track of it. You can bring communication really back in between, parents and analytics. So yeah, I mean, your kids are on Facebook all the time. So quizzes, content delivery. You already see a lot of quizzes and bots. They're just not like schools aren't actually using it to publish out menus you think about how could a school easily go in and say, hey, you guys are all on Facebook already, right? Go to the school chat bot and say what you want for lunch today so that we make the right proportion. We stop wasting a bunch of stuff and we can eliminate. I mean, if you look in real industry, you go lean and you're all of a sudden 10x yourself if you go lean because you figured out how to be most optimal. Plus you have a bunch of extra resources that you can just dump into an optimal process. So, and you don't see that philosophy in schools, obviously, but you can streamline that easily with the chatbot. And kids would be doing that. They'd be taking a little test in Messenger with your little chatbot. They'd be ordering their little lunch and stuff. They'd
love it.
Yeah, they would.
They're born with this in their hand now anyway, because I realized this when my nephew, now 5, was 2, and he goes, clear memory. And he cleared my phone because it was moving slow. He goes, clear memory. And I'm like, they're born with a smartphone in their hand. So if that's where they are and what they're doing, you might as well take advantage of it. And in a messenger chatbot, then the teacher can also see what the kids are doing, and she doesn't have to interact with all the parents. And I would think that'd be the kind of part I wouldn't like so much, is telling the parent that their kids are screwing up. It's like, I don't have to say anything, I just send it off to you there. Okay, what else?
No, that's quite exciting though, that the possibilities there within education. It is quite exciting for me in the background that I've got, and how I could sort of incorporate the skills that I've already got and the new skills that I've sort of gained as well. So that's quite exciting.
So guys, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure to comment on these live streams. We're in a lot of different groups and pages because that's how we roll. We automate. We work smart, guys. I'm waiting for John to build the version. Just tell him what I want so he can save me. I can slowly cross off all these things I'm paying for right now. But anyway, guys, please comment, because I go back and look for them. Like, what kind of messenger bot would you like us to demo for you? What is your dream? And you don't even have to understand really what it is. What you have to understand is, what is your pain point, or your client, or your students, whoever you're working with, what are the pain points? And then we come up with a flow and solution that you tell us. It's customized. There isn't a cookie cutter. Well, there is, but who wants a cookie cutter, We are here to help you. Okay, so we're talking about automation. People like leads. Let's talk about leads a little bit, Lyndsay. So you're in these different groups. Can you, you have software, you have websites, you have business opportunities. I don't remember the other MLM that you're really doing great and busy in. So how can you use all lead generation for all these different segments of your life, your multi-tasking, multi-level stuff?
So, I mean, there's one of or a couple of the softwares actually that you could utilize for lead generation. One of them would be one of our tier 5 softwares, RoboContact. And you could basically, how that works is you pick a particular place say it was where you are, Brenny, in Minnesota, not by the lake, and you pick a specific target niche that you were looking. So say it was restaurants or breweries, and for yourself, and you put that into RoboContact, and what that does is it sort of scrapes through the internet and scrapes the contact details of those businesses within that area. Not only that, you can set it up so that it fills in if those websites have got a contact us form or an email address. You can automate it to send. You can automate it to send a specific message to those businesses, and and I suppose what you're trying to do there is pique their interest. So say it was a chatbot service that you were offering to restaurants. You could put that sort of pique their interest in that initial email, and then you can have follow-up sequences with that as well. You can incorporate one of the other softwares within Tier 5 to follow up as well, and you can follow up by text message. You can follow up by voice calls, using one of the other softwares, Text in Bulk, which is another awesome software that John has developed.
And if you watched last night, you can even find your competitors and see that a brownie or a cookie with ice cream and hot fudge on top of it gets 65,000 shares or something crazy like that. That's what we did last night. Is we were looking at one of the softwares that's in beta right now, but really working well, where you can go look at your competitors and see what they're doing and grab all that information. And we're just like, okay, I like the military thing. I can see why they won, right? But the other one was just a cookie with ice cream and hot fudge on. It's like, really? What? That was and so like John said, if we have a military guy holding a brownie with ice cream and hot fudge, it's going to be the top ranking because we went out and found that's what got the most shares. Can you see the power of this? And guess what, guys? We can do that for you. No problemo. Just depends on how much you want. Comment below. We'll get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with us, and we'd love to help you out. Okay, so we're talking about leads. We're talking about automation and interaction. Now let's talk a little bit about the one I find really amazing too, is how you can actually see when someone lands on a certain page on your website. Now let's talk about what is the power of that. So Lyndsay, I'm talking about Magic Zap, right?
Yeah.
I like to throw the names out. The magic of Magic Zap. So what would be the advantage that I see you land on my website 2 weeks ago, and then today you land on, her coaching program, and you actually click on the application page, but you don't fill the application out. Let's talk about that. What could you do? And I know either John or can answer it.
Well, I mean, I've just seen from the demonstrations that John's done on Magic Zap, where someone goes onto your website, as you say, and maybe they don't fill in contact details, they don't opt in, something like that, and you can have a Magic Zap set up so that you then automatically call them, which I think is just amazing as well.
And you can automatically call them, Lyndsay?
It's all automated. It's like it's as if by magic, like Magic Zap.
It's magic. So look at that, guys. I'm sleeping, and I have a coaching program where I help people with get online, get a website, do all this automation, and I'm sleeping, man, because I've been working so much. And all of a sudden, it's like, ding, cha-ching, what happened? Oh, they landed on that page, and it automatically sent them a text message or a voice message. That's me. That said, oh, what's going on? I think we need to schedule a call here because you've been looking. It's the third time you've been here and haven't filled that application out. How can I help you? Schedule an appointment. Click this button. I mean, think about it. It's like kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, I loved as well how you can sort of personalize your landing page to have their contact details sort of already, their name and things like that already filled in. So imagine opening up a website and it has your name, like, hi Brenny, how you doing? You know,
It's kind of like when I get
like that.
in the bot and I think I'm actually talking to John or talking to Hector, and then they're like, hey, you're in the bot. And I'm like, well, that's really, really good when you sound exactly like, that's in how you want it. So, okay, they send you a message and they say, let's get an appointment. And then how can you automate it beyond that?
Using magic.
Pre-qualify them anyway. How could you pre-qualify them? So I'm interested. I filled this out, but before I spend time meeting you one-on-one, people waste my time. Do you have money?
That pre-qualification is, I almost want to say it's so simple. It is so simple to do. How can you pre-qualify them? I mean, that is real derivative of what you're trying to do. But with the software, how can you do that? Is line that out for me. For me, all right, so how can you do all this stuff? Well, one, you need to first have the tools and then the knowledge of to take these generic concepts of the tools and how to put it out. So with your scenario right now, you've got some dude, think of Magic Zap. Magic Zap's so powerful, not because you could really, I mean, it's great because you can just create customized content on website, but what it really allows you to do is take this piece of traffic, right? Like, I'm no marketer. I always give that disclaimer. I'm no marketer. I'm an engineer, and that's what floats my boat. But if you listen to those marketers and like listen to the little simple stuff that they talk about, it's pretty simple. You got some cold people, you need to warm them up, tell them some information, you get them along in some process and get them to make little micro commitments, giving you little pieces of data, this little courtship. You like a peacock and you just sitting around putting your feathers out, doing a little dance and stuff because you wanna mate. Instead of mating, it's like money extracting, which is kind of the same thing, right? And that's business. If you don't understand that and like what are you doing here? If that's like that's the thing that we're trying to talk about, is essentially business automation and how to actually take your business where maybe you work for some dude, maybe you do your own thing and you're not completely satisfied because you're not really where you want, because you're not actually leveraging technology and leveraging today's actual edge. So the real magic in Magic Zap is you got this little dude that you're starting to get information about and you need to track him. You need to essentially follow around on the internet where you send him to places. You need to take that data with you. Now, can you use that data that you collect to create dynamic scenarios on content that he's going to see so that he's more easily to relate to them and you can actually more influence them? Sure, but the magic is the fact that in the background you can actually track those events and you can do things like, okay, now actually since he submitted my form and I got 7 pieces of data to qualify him in my form, but I already got 7. I already got, let's say, 4 of them, all right? Now, what's the odds if I show him a blank form, he's gonna be like, screw your 7 pieces of information, versus if I say, let me put the 4 that I have already in there, so he already feels like he's giving me a commitment and I already know this information about him, he's a lot more likely to give me that extra data because you've already preset his mentality. I already know these things, just give me the other things. So boom, he fills it out. Now he fills it out. Yeah, if you want, he's on the phone with you. If now he's a more qualified lead, how can you pre-qualify him? Well, with us, easily, if you want, we can map out a little IVR system where he hears some, like you talk to him just like you would in a live scenario, and based on his input, he's pressing things that are either gonna get him to a place to schedule something again or come back later, or he's going to be super hot now at this point where he's like, yes, me. Like, what if dude has literally mashed the perfect combination of buttons where it's like, every time perfect combinations of button comes in, dude's giving you money because those buttons was his credit card number. So you pre-qualify him that way. He's just like, type in all these buttons. Are you ready for this? Do you paint a picture? These are the services I'm offering for you. Do you need this? And you pay him, you put him through that little IVR, and he gets to where he needs to be. Done. End of story. Unless you need to, after that process, follow up with that at a later date, and there's an automation for that as well. Because you most likely
automation, guys. That's what we love about it. And you pre-qualification, so you can say, do you have money to invest? Yes or no? No. Okay, you go in this. Maybe we got to work with you and I'll send you a video or something so you can see the value. Yes.
Are you looking for digital marketing services?
Yes.
Do you need more clients? Press 1. All right. Are you currently spending money on advertising? Press 1. No, press 2. All right. You can see I can map out like any business person. If you can't, I can't tell you that. If you can't tell you how to pre-qualify your own lead, I mean, we can have a conversation. It's going to cost you a lot of money. We're not going to do it. We're going to do it in a one-on-one setting, because if you can't tell yourself how to find your own leads and run your own business, and I got to do that for you, well, that's going to be an expensive task. I can do it, but it's going to cost money.
So it's really a flow chart to me. That's really how I see it, John, is where are you at and what do you want to do? And you draw that flow out, and then that's what we create. We use different tools. I love messenger bots. They're one of them. But we also want to get leads. We also want automation and sending out a voice recorded message or a text message or an email if you guys still like that kind of stuff. You know, so that's what I love about it. And then you can track everything. So which one are we missing? Oh, money. Let's talk about money. Who wants to collect money from a bot, a shopping cart? Who wants to be able to have affiliate tracking so you actually know who is getting the leads? Can you, John, be able to, like, let's say I have a sales force. Let's say I'm selling lead, like real estate. Okay, and somebody pops in and I've got 5 agents on the floor. Am I able to spread those leads out among those agents equally?
Yeah. You can
Guys, I try to put scenarios up for them, and then they're supposed to give it the story. John's like, yep.
So can you have people contact you and then you distribute those guys?
Yeah, let's say I have a sales force and I'm just using real estate because I was in real estate, and you're always wanting that lead when you're on the floor. So every day, you know, you have AM shifts and PM shifts. How would a real estate company be able to use? You've done a fantastic one we have a demo of. Let's talk about how a real estate company could take advantage of these different tools. How would they work together? So messenger bot. Do you want to buy a house?
Do you want to sell a house?
Are
you just interested in getting a property value because somebody else selling their house and you want to know which one yours is worth because you may be some future lead down the way. So ultimately, that's what the realtor wants, is he wants people who are buying or people that are actually selling. If you're buying something, then I'm going to be asking you, you know, do you have some current house? Because if you have some current house, I could probably sell that for you maybe. I'm going to be asking you some essential questions, and I'm going to show you my inventory. I'm going to show you my stock and be like, okay, where are you looking at? Most likely, if I was a realtor, I'd probably know some other people that I could transfer those dudes off to. But I'm going to essentially collect a bunch of data there. I'm going to show. Another way they could easily use it is to go in and put on their little signs, right? I mean, what's it take in today's world to really be like, I got a smartphone, I'm make a little video, I'm gonna walk around and make some 360-degree photos in this house, and whenever you come by the house, you just scan this little thing and it opens up, and I'm like, yo, what's up? You wanna buy this? I mean, why are you here? You probably want to buy it, right? You don't want to sell it, because if you want to sell it, I would have did a completely different intake with you. So you want to buy it, or you just want to know what this is worth because you want to get a property valuation, because you want to buy a house and you don't know where yet. So maybe you want to buy this one, or who knows? Maybe you're a pesky neighbor. And if you are a pesky neighbor, maybe you're going to be my seller lead sometimes down the future, because you're also going to be wanting to sell your house, and I'm going to come back and be like, hey, remember that house I just sold down the road for you, or for some other person? So that's one way. You know, you just have a little code on the sign outside or on the door, and the people just go by, they scan it, they get information about the house, get a little tour, see some information in there.
And tracks that they were there and who they were and when they were there. It would track everything if you set it up that way. It's how you set it up.
Go back out to it, and you can, you know, let's say you get an offer, you just broadcast that out and be like, hey, I just got an offer for you know, $143,000 for this house. You could broadcast that out to your people if you have other serious buyers, because I'm assuming that's how you do. I'm not a real estate broker, but I'm assuming if I'm a real estate broker and I got the license to go in and be talking to a dude that has a house for sale and a bunch of people who want to buy the house, it's up to me to be able to be like, yo, dudes, you know, this dude's going to pay $150. What you guys got? You said you really wanted this house, right? Well, it's about to go to this dude. How much do you really got for it? All right. And that's going to be my hustle, because the more I get for this house, the more money it seems like I'm going to make. If I don't know much about real estate. I know a little bit.
So you can't tell what the offer is, but you can say there's an offer. And my thing is also, because I can already hear him saying, because I was in real estate, well, how in the world is this able to be hooked up to the listing service? We call them MLS here in Minnesota. I don't know what they're called. And each one has their own one, like a GLAR is up here, Greater Lakes Multiple Listing Service. Are they able to hook in? Because that's the big thing right there, is being able to hook into that and be able to search everybody's houses that come on the market. Is that something that's doable?
That's totally doable. And it's just honestly the thing is, and we've done it several times already for different associations, for big realtor associations. But the thing is, unfortunately, the real estate industry has not done something that's really smart, and they haven't standardized a data format. So there's some infrastructure involved in that. So if your MLS is using something like PRETs already, or Rapatoni, or those types of data formats, and it's almost easy. It's almost super simple to go and make integrations with that, because there is a somewhat standardized format. There's not a standardized format. There's a bunch of crazy ways that people give data off to these people and they store it, and then there's one standardized way in which it gets funneled back out to consumers, which is really weird how they store their data. Realtors are kind of they're kind of really unorganized whenever it comes to their data. You would think that a house is a property and it's available through any other place, and there would be a standard data, but there's not, because there's no standard, and essentially all it is an agreement between associations saying, hey, we agree to share data with each other, will make us more competitive in what we're doing. So it's no real value.
And it's not just like a whole state is one way in here. It's like each area, like central Minnesota.
Different associations, they decide to share data with each other, their property listings.
Right.
So if you've got something that uses a common standard like PRETs or Rapatoni, those things are typically pretty easy to integrate because you've conformed your data set to some proper standard. If not, you just do some custom development, and yeah, anything's possible. I mean, really.
So we covered real estate, we covered Magic's app. Let's talk just a little bit about our Invoicing You, because I think it's the youngest child that doesn't get enough credit, okay? That's how I kind of see Invoicing You. It's overlooked a little bit. So what I love about it is people are like, you can't take money on the internet through a messenger bot. I had somebody message me that yesterday, and I'm like, oh yes, you can. You can with that software. John, why don't you know that software so well? Let's talk a little bit about Invoicing You and how that would work with messenger bots.
Well, you want to get paid?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to get paid through your messenger bot?
And doesn't it also, you're using Invoicing You also for affiliate tracking. So to me, it's a double whammy powerful thing.
Well, you can do all sorts of different tracking. Yes, you can track data. You can specifically track data to single products, and you can have multiple venues that are pushing data to that product, where eventually somebody's going to go to that page and purchase that thing. And you can track the data that's flowing, like UTMs and stuff like that. So it makes it really easy. It's not essentially an affiliate platform, but since we allow you to track data that you send to the invoices, you can easily say, hey, I want to send an affiliate ID, and here's the affiliate ID. So it makes it really easy to do something like that. And integrate directly with the chatbot, where what happens right now in typical chatbots is like the two big players, and we won't mention their names or anything in case they get mad at us again. But let's say the two big players really in chatbots, what happens is you can sell stuff in the chatbot, and it can be a predefined thing, right? And it can only be a one-off. It can only be a one-off thing. You can't go in and add things into a cart like you typically would and be like, want this, want this, or want 6 of that. All right, ready to go. It's just like you got a one thing, and it's like $20, and that's it. If you want the $20 thing and the $60 thing, you got to go and make transaction for $20 thing, and then go make transaction for $60 thing. And who wants to do that? Most people don't want to do that. You don't go to the store and like get one thing, go pay for it, go back and get a bunch of crap. That's why there's a concept of a cart. So you can't even do that. And like the world, so like look at the whole world. Like if you take a look around, especially on the internet, things are no longer one-off payments. Most things are having, especially things that you do on the internet, are having a monthly fee, a service charge, just like your mortgage does. So if you want to be able to take those types of things, membership fees, have special, like for me, I can have special content in my bot where, in my bot, I can have special things. I can be like, hey, here's some really cool stuff that's free, that's really special, and here's even more special stuff that's paid, and you can get to this stuff only when you pay. And that type of stuff typically isn't available. So it allows you to really have a shopping cart in your bot, and it does things outside your bot as well. So it's not just built for your bot, but it works great with
so currently, without something like that, with a engagement messenger bot, a restaurant, I mean, think of that. Who's going to say, okay, I want a cheeseburger, Lyndsay wants a salad, you want a margarita, and I would have to go pay for them one at a time. Doesn't make sense.
If you were a restaurant, like literally, if you were a restaurant, right now, if you happen to be a restaurant, you could literally just get our software package, grab a chat bot, put your whole menu in a chat bot, and tell your entire, like, anybody that comes in, you can just be like, hey, scan this thing, and you're going to now be in my chat bot, and you can, you know, order your stuff and place your orders, you know, right through the chat bot anytime you want, and just send them to my cooks, collect the money online, really, really simply. And you usually do all that in the chat bot if you want. And one of the advantages of that, and it's not even if they can buy online, I mean, the business that no longer understands that you want a list of people that have interacted with you and kind of know to some extent which ones like you, which ones giving you money, which ones haven't, which ones ended in a good transaction. I mean, that's the goal to any business owner. If I can come back to you, and really that people don't understand, because most people ain't business owners, is the thing, that they don't know that. Most of them don't have a system where they can just be like, hey, get me every dude that's ever bought from me. Okay, how did they like me still? Do they like me? Do they hate me? Okay, the ones that bought from me and they don't fucking hate me, let's ask them for more money for something else. Like, most businesses don't have that. And think like the average restaurant owner, you don't have no CRM where you're keeping track of every milkshake, but he should be. Because now he knows dudes like milkshake. Tell that dude, like, if you can convince dude, like, look, you're coming one time a week for a milkshake, could you come 4 times? I'll give you 10% off your milkshakes, but come 4 times. Like, that dude will bring other people with him, and how much extra money did you just make from that? And they don't even think about that. And with the chatbot, you could just be like, hey, I got 10,000 people. They all got milkshakes, and I can just be like, hey, buy one, get one free milkshake today. And I guarantee you probably, I mean, it's possible you could sell out of milkshakes, especially if you're mom and pop, because it's not that trendy yet. And you will see, trust me, you will see very soon that all this stuff, like your most major brands, is going to be huge in your face in your media, just like it first was. Whenever you remember the first time you seen like McDonald's and all these other major brands, like us on Facebook, and everything else, you're about to see them start saying, hey, check out our chatbot, get offers in our chatbot. And if you're the mom and pops that are actually doing that same thing before they start making an announcement, there's going to be a resonance, and there's going to be an actual connection. And if you're the dudes afterwards, well, at that point, it's going to be really hard for you to keep up. So, and that's your problem, not anybody else's. So it's you're the one that's got to jump on the white horse and gallop away into the sunset with the girl.
Off to the lead, take off the boat.
Can I just ask you a quick question about invoicing you, John?
Yeah.
Is it, I know what you were saying there about sort of being like a dynamic shopping cart in your bot. Does that then, so say for instance it was an e-commerce business, would that then integrate with their sort of stock control? How does that work? Or is it possible?
It is possible. So it's definitely, remember, we're a software company with over 40 engineers on staff, so we can integrate with anything that you want to integrate with. We could literally tie into your car, considering you got the money to pay us to go integrate an invoice with your car when somebody goes and pays your invoice, the car's unlocked. But so how that would work right now is we would use a third-party application like Zapier or Integromat and hopefully whatever integration that you have will be able to actually integrate with that with a bridge through that third party, through Zapier or something.
So John, restaurants, I've been in restaurants, opened 30 restaurants, and just the power of this that's popping in my head right now is how it's the end of the shift and it's a Sunday night and it always seems to be on a holiday and you have to take inventory for par levels. You're saying the software that it knows when I'm selling everything, and it can automatically, then we could actually set it up to automatically place the order with the liquor place, with the bread place, with the meat place, so that you're never running out, and track the inventory more accurately than a human who's holding up a bottle going, that looks like 2/3 of a bottle of Jack Daniels left. Let's make it a half. Lyndsay.
Well, it's not like a full-blown inventory management system, although we have one of those. We don't really like go bragging about it because that's like not a generic solution for everybody. It's a complete custom solution for one particular thing, very specific. But so invoicing you is not like a complete tracking system. Now, could you go in and say, hey, I've got a product and I only got 7 of them, and then once you sell all 7 of them, it knows you don't have them anymore, so you can't sell them until you go in and say, hey, I got more of these? Sure. But is it gonna like really fully tie into your into all your shipping and automation and actual warehousing and inventory solution like that. No, it can do basic stuff. If you're using some inventory tracking system that has open APIs and open integration, then yes, it can easily integrate with those as well if you know how to use little automations yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. There's a genius for that. There's an expert that can do that for you.
And we're the information gatherers, people. What I'm trying to get across here is, if you see, we're telling different stories. We're talking about schools. We're talking about e-commerce. We're talking about restaurants. We're talking about all these coaches, you know, all these different industries, and everyone can use this. And you don't have to understand the jargon that we're talking about. We're here to help everybody. So if you need more information, or you want to get leads, whatever it is, we are willing to meet with you, gather that information, and set you up with what will work for you. And there's different budgets. We all understand that. But software does cost some money. You can do stuff on your own too, because all of us have built some messenger bots, and I can do okay, but then I'd much rather just have somebody else do them when they show me what I'm not doing, what I should be doing. Lyndsay, what else would you like to say? John, thanks for popping in. See, he's super busy. There he goes, returning. It's not my message this time. So Lyndsay, we're talking about you as a school teacher and how you can invest in different things. Now, things do take time. It's not a magic button. But
Exactly.
I look forward to spending time with you because it's fun. So to me, this is like a dream job where you actually get to pick the people you want to work with and decide who you want to help, because we're all about helping. And so she's like e-commerce and school. I don't shop and I don't teach school, so that's not my thing. You know, I'm more like, I said, it sounds bad, guys, but a beer trucks, wine trucks, food trucks. And for all you medicinal people, yes, we are building that messenger bot also for your, what do you call them, weed factories, dispensaries, that kind of stuff. So guys, that's what you can do, is find your passion and get it automated, and then you go help others. That's how you can make money too, because we always believe in, you know, I'm going to refer you something, you're going to get some money. So there's,
Yeah.
how could they join us if they wanted to join what we're doing here? Sorry, guys. We had storms. They're banging.
Let me just take over, Brenni. So I think just to tie everything together, obviously the purpose of tonight's live was looking at multiple sources of income that would allow you to walk away from your full-time job. And as we've sort of discussed, we're involved in quite a lot of online businesses that allow us to generate an income from it. So there is opportunity to sort of, you know, join with what we are doing if it's of interest to you. And, you know, there's the software that we promote. We use it for ourselves. We use it for our clients. But we also promote it for other people to use, and we generate an income from that. You can join the community, the Tier 5 community, and you know, you get access to all the 5 softwares as well as a whole host of other goodies. And you know, and that's a nice little income stream as well, because it's an affiliate program. So you know, if you are interested in sort of finding out more information about the things that we're involved in, there is a link below which you can click on, and that'll
Mind
take
melt,
you,
baby. Yeah.
that'll take you into.
I see it 2 ways, Lyndsay. I say you can either, if you want to get in and be part of this community-owned software company, then you'd want to join by the link below. But maybe you just want the services. Well, we're here to do that too. So I see 2 different roads. You can jump in, be part of the software company, and be a community owner. But we're having so much fun. I'm learning so much. It's like the best business coaching I've never had in my life, you know. And the other route is, if you would just like us to help you with your digital marketing needs, we have many more tools, and we have more coming that are in beta right now, quite a few. And all you have to do is comment below. You can also message us. Lyndsay, what is your bot page? Mine's Up Your Bot.
Sorry, what was that, Brenny?
What is your Facebook where your bot is? What's your Facebook page where they can?
My Facebook page is, I'm thinking Up Your Bot because you've just said that. Kick some bot. Kick some bot.
You guys see, you kind of get sidetracked. No, that's why we needed a messenger bot.
I had in my head there, Up Your Bot, but it's not. It's kick some bot.
Why did you say that? You guys, now remember, she's in the UK and it's nighttime. She's been up all day long, and me too.
Yeah, since 5:30. Since 5:30 this morning. I go to the gym.
Yeah,
no, that's not because you've been messaging me at that time, Brenny.
I do,
even though
guys.
that's like
I do
crazy time for you.
It's like they go, when do you sleep? Because I have people I work with around the world, the Netherlands, Scotland, London, Spain, Italy,
India.
India. Yeah, definitely can't forget India. Sorry, Deep. Sorry about that, Samita, on you guys. But anyway, guys, it's fun because it's like I hear that thing ding and I know what time you get up and Wasili gets up. And I'm like, oh, because I'll send them messages. This is what we need to work on today. So it's to me, it's a fun thing. I'm excited. Whenever you get up and you can't wait to go, and I won't say work, you can't wait to go help others and see what solutions you can come up with and go, did you know you can do this? And you're like, what? No, you can't. Yes, you can. That's what we're all about. So we invite you to join the fun. All you have to do is click on that link below. And yes, we did have that set up so it rotates. So whether it's Lyndsay or me, the universe will decide. It goes every other link. That doesn't mean you are buying anything. What that means is you're going to experience a messenger bot right away. And you're going to be able to see how this tier 5 works. You can get trainings, all kinds of stuff. But if you want to just follow, like I love to live stream and interview people on messenger bots particularly, and the software, I'm Up Your Bot, and she's
Kick some bot.
Kick some bot, because we're all about the bot. No trouble. And on that note, we'll say c'est la vie. Thank you very much for showing up, everybody. Thank you, Lyndsay, for your time.
You're
and I have another interview later this evening from they're all talking in the background. Maybe I should. So guys, I'll be on with Junior later from Perth, Australia, and feel free to jump in on that one too. Thank you, Facebook.
Bye, everyone.